Okay guys, we're back. Basically turn this down until we're up against these stops to match the diameter of our other tire here. You can see now we have the nice dull finish all the way across this tire. There's no low spots left to speak of, and basically I'm just going to let the RPMs come up on the truer until it sounds like it's basically doesn't have a lot of load on the tread. That means we've basically matched the diameter of the tire as closely as possible. And it sounds like we're pretty close to that now, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. Basically you can see now we have a nice smooth finish on the tire, and it's the full tread width. Alright, so next step is we're going to back this off quite a ways, and that should do it. What we want to do now is profile the edge of this tire. This is a really sharp edge here, and being that we're going to be flexing this tire and stuff on the car, if we rolled up onto this edge, it creates a lot of instability. It can cause you a lot of chatter. So we're going to want to round over that edge. To do that, we're going to use this nail file. It's got two different grits on it, probably something like 150 and 300, or I don't know, something like that. And we're just going to use that to profile the edge of the tire like so. So we're going to want quite a bit of RPM for that, to make sure we get a good finish. So we'll just ramp this thing up. And then we'll do the coarse side first. So we're going to basically put some good pressure on this and try to, I'm going to move this away just a little. We're going to round over the edge of the tire. Just kind of to what you feel like. You can change this too, and some people do more than others. My cars, I tend to need a fair amount to make sure that it's nice and smooth. The little bit of lost contact patch seems to not matter as much as just having the correct profile. This is a nice wide tire as it is, so. Okay, so I got this profiled a little bit now. As you can see, I'm going to just switch to the softer side. And with this side I'm doing lighter pressure. I'm just trying to knock the high spots off from the rounding that I just did. And basically finish off that profile. Whoop, stalled out the truer there for a second. Okay. So we got profiling here. You can see that it's pretty rough at the moment. And that's fine, because the next step is going to be to take care of that. What we're going to do is use, and you can use two things. You can use brake clean, which I have here, or you can use a lighter fluid, and we're going to basically apply that to a paper towel. We're going to push the paper towel on the surface of the tire here and on the side walls to take out any of the striations caused by grinding it, and also to remove this roughness on the sidewall. That's going to give us a really smooth finish to then break in the tire on the track. So we'll do that next. Again, just apply a little bit to the paper towel. Need some reasonable RPM, don't need a lot for this part. And then just a firm finger to push on the tire. And you can see it kind of slicks out right away. We're going to want to do this until all the rough spots and the high spots are off of this tire. The smoother we get it right now, the faster it's going to break in and be fast on the track. I make sure to go all the way down the sidewall here. That'll help round off the sidewall really well. So again, I like to go until I see kind of these lines almost gone on the tire. You can see right now it almost looks like plastic, not like rubber. This is going to break in when you run the car on the track and turn back to a nice dull rubbery finish. but this is going to get it real smooth. Typically it'll be, you know, almost as fast as it can be within the first 5 minutes of running the tire after doing this. And I like to have a nice smooth finish, so I'm just gonna make sure I get this kind of how I want it. Okay, so let me shut this off here. So you can see now we have a profiled, trued, and polished tire. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Again, we can just poke right through the tread of the tire here to get it off. It doesn't hurt anything as long as we're not prying around on the tire too much. Get that off. Okay. Then I kind of usually just make sure I clean up the pieces that might be stuck to it. Okay, so this is our final product. It is going to pick up a lot of stuff right now. It's unbelievably sticky at the moment. You're going to have to clean it a lot during the break-in process. If the striations take too long, there's just microscopic little lines still. If those end up taking too long to get rid of, you can put it back on the truer and use more of the brake clean to polish it, or even just run the car, wipe the tire down with brake clean or lighter fluid, run the car again, and just slowly polish that to a nice dull sheen. When they're broken in and stuff, the finish will likely look more like this, which is kind of just that dull, flat, nice finish all the way across the tire. So anyway, guys, I hope this was a helpful video. I would like to stress that the truer for the slot car racer is probably the most important tool that you can buy. It costs a couple $100. It's as much as 4 cars or something, but the amount of speed and stuff that you get out of it for the effort is just unbelievable. I mean, it completely changed my cars, my ability to get smooth, quick cars. I believe that anybody who's racing consistently should have one and know how to use it well. Again, different tires are going to need different speeds. Go slow at first. Slow will never hurt anything. Take your time. You might ruin a set of tires. Again, they're $5 for 4 of them. It's not the end of the world if you screw one up. Just rip it off of there. Soak the wheel in some acetone if it's aluminum, and start over. If you're doing a plastic wheel, a slotted wheel in particular is really easy to. Let's just get this back over here. You can easily just put a drop of CA glue or super glue or something on this shaft, slide the wheel on. I twist the wheel and then just go ahead and let it sit until the glue is dry. You can true the tire and then just pull this off, and this thing will knock the glue off of there. Any truer, you should be able to twist it loose. And that allows you to true like the plastic wheels on all your slotted cars. If you're doing a Scaleauto car or something, I simply just take a 332 drill and go right through the center of the wheel. It's hardly noticeable once you get it back on the car, and the amount of performance you gain is definitely worth it. So that being said, that's my quick tutorial on basic race tire preparation. Sorry about that. Thanks for tuning in, guys.